Tonight at 6, a family is grieving as they bury their children killed in a car crash in February.
The brother and sister, Aries and Iris, were in the car with their dad when police say a man in a stolen vehicle blew through an intersection and slammed into them. Iris died at the scene. Aries went to the hospital and later there eventually was taken off of life support.
Today, that family invited 13 News to their public burial. Our Marina Silva joins us live tonight. She's got the message that family shared. Marina?
Well, it's a much different scene here than it was just a couple of hours ago, as dozens, if not hundreds, came to honor Aries and Iris. We spoke with their mother as she navigates this day by day.
The clinking of the wind of these chimes sits on a tree next to the final resting place for Aries and Iris, two young souls taken in February in a car crash.
There's so many emotions. A lot of pain.
Family, friends, and community members gather to honor and remember them. Jack Vaughter, mother to the children, says she's taking it day by day.
A lot of just trying to distract myself. I've had some good moments and some really difficult, hard to manage moments.
While the road of grief is long and difficult, she says today is another step forward.
We're able to get some closure. It's not just hanging in the air, and it helps really make it feel like it's real.
To one day being with her children again.
The kid's father, Shadow, was also here. The mother tells me he is doing better physically, but he is still struggling. Jack also told me she's so thankful for the community support that they have gotten the past 36 days. Reporting in Greenwood, Marina Silva, 13 News.
Marina, thank you very much. Well, Sudani Pettis is the man who is pictured here. He's also the one who's accused of crashing into that family SUV that had the two children, Aries and Iris, inside. So he now is facing multiple charges that include causing death when operating a motor vehicle and resisting law enforcement. He now is held in the Hendricks County Jail awaiting trial.
An Indianapolis man is now sentenced to 13 years in prison after shooting a liquor store employee during a robbery. 47-year-old George Sisk pleaded guilty to several criminal charges in connection with that robbery in 2020. Now, according to the court documents, Sisk tried to leave the store with a bottle of liquor without paying. That's when the employee locked the doors, demanding that Sisk pay for that bottle. Sisk shot the employee in the leg before leaving. Police arrested Sisk later that evening.
Tonight, a fourth former IU basketball player is joining an effort to file a class action lawsuit claiming that IU didn't protect them from sexual abuse.
All of this stems from those allegations that former team doctor Brad Bombas Sr. abused athletes during medical examinations. Larry Richardson Jr. joined 3 other players to file a motion against IU trustees and longtime men's basketball trainer Tim Garl for his alleged involvement.
Dr. Bombas Sr. served as the IU men's basketball team doctor for nearly 30 years. And in this latest complaint, the 4 plaintiffs say the former team doctor violated their equal protection rights under the 14th Amendment and their rights under Title IX. This is a class action suit that brings the total accusers against Dr. Bombas Sr. up to 5.
We're learning more tonight about the federal investigation in how IU handled anti-Semitism on the Bloomington campus.
Our Jenny Runovich in Bloomington now with the potential impact.
Well, this investigation comes with the backdrop of the pro-Palestinian protests that happened here at Dunn Meadow last year and incidents of anti-Semitism on campus. Now the Department of Ed wants to know whether IU did enough to protect Jewish students.
And the DOE is warning of costly consequences. If the investigation finds IU in violation of the Civil Rights Act, the university could lose millions in federal funding. Faculty members who last year said what was happening at IU during protests and beyond crossed the line to discrimination say there's still work to do, but they also see positive change. A new IU task force on anti-Semitism, a code of conduct against Jewish hate, now built into student government.
So IU is very much aware of the problem, and I think they have been making efforts over the past few months to address it. We will have to see when the Department of Education investigates whether those efforts are deemed sufficient.
We did reach out to the university today for comment. We did not hear back. In Bloomington, Jenny Runovich, 13 News.
New official high temperature in Indianapolis is 74. That's the current number. We do have a few 60s out there. Morse Reservoir 67, Bunker Hill 63, so a few degrees cooler the farther north you go. We'll be in the 60s and 70s and dry this evening. As we get into tomorrow, more basketball. We've got it in town tonight. The tourney continues tomorrow. IU tips off at noon. Purdue has the late game. Lots of basketball and lots of warm air. Temperatures into the 70s again tomorrow afternoon with just a slight rain chance. Looks good ahead of a big storm for the St. Patrick's Day parade. I'll cover that big storm in the full forecast.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit, Angela. Thanks. Tonight, Drone Cam 13 giving us this new look at a major construction project on the west side of Indy.
Crews demolished the bridge on West Washington between Tibbs and Holt Road, and work is expected to continue in that area for months.
Our Samantha Johnson tonight breaks down where that project stands right now.
The bridge over Little Eagle Creek is no more. City officials saying it was severely deteriorated and needed to be demolished. So what was supposed to be a 4-month project last spring is now going on a year and a half.
Well, they've been working out here consistently now for the last few weeks.
John Titus works at Joe's Auto Sales next door, where they're offering free coffee and snacks for bridge workers. He tells me no traffic on West Washington is really starting to weigh on businesses. Less customers, less money, and more trouble.
You see people parking in the middle of the streets, causing hazards.
Indy DPW says after a couple delays, the plan now is to open Washington Street in both directions this fall.
Well, we appreciate that they are working on it now. We would just appreciate any expediting of it to get it done. I mean, we're just ready to be able to have traffic again and get some more business back.
On the west side, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
And tonight, we're hearing from Indiana Senator Todd Young as increased tariffs by President Trump went into effect today.
So the latest round of tariffs impacts steel and aluminum. Several U.S. trade partners are now hitting back, with the EU announcing countermeasures taking effect on April 1st.
Tonight, Senator Young says he still has questions about the president's move.
I've called for more clarity to be brought to individual tariff lines so that our farmers and manufacturers know how long this is going to last, what exactly the tariff structure is going to look like, and it's really important that we have certainty.
Automakers, construction companies, and beverage makers that use cans are among those expected to have the most impact by this newest round of tariffs.
Still to come, property tax reform is now front and center at the Indiana State House.
We're going to break down the latest proposal that's aimed at keeping more cash in your pocket.
And a new school coming here to Indianapolis hopes to help more women get in the fast lane.
The opportunity that they're now providing, and it starts this spring. Angela?
Anne Marie, threat for severe storms Friday night into Saturday. I'll have the timeline in your forecast.